There are many jungles throughout the world, and some jungles are more dangerous than others. But there's one in particular that's actually destroying the United States. It's known as the Darien Gap. Now, I know what some of you are saying. How could a jungle that's not even connected to the United States be affecting the United States so much that it's destroying the country? Well, in this video, we're going to go ahead and dig into all of this, and you're going to soon find out what's really going on in this little jungle, the Darien Gap.
From as far as Afghanistan and China, 250,000 migrants attempted to cross the difficult terrain in 2022 in hopes of reaching the U.S. border. Visa restrictions block them from entering countries any closer.
Okay, so first things first, the Darien Gap is about 66 miles of dense jungle, and to be honest with you, that doesn't even really sound that crazy or massive. I mean, when you compare it to other jungles around the world and even some forests in the United States. So in this 66 miles, there must be something rather destructive, right? Well, yeah, very destructive. So first things first, the location of this jungle is crucial. It's right in the middle between North America and South America, and this jungle creates a natural barrier between the two continents. Now, this could be a good thing and a bad thing, but it's mostly a bad thing. Mainly because there's a realization that people who make illegal substances can use this route of 66 miles of jungle to push illegal substances, to push trafficking through the jungle without consequence, because the jungle is so dangerous even within itself.
One migrant from Venezuela told Reuters she paid $4,000 for a guide who abandoned her and her 4 children and mother-in-law just 2 days into the trek.
But again, you have this direct correlation of substances coming up through this jungle, pushing into Mexico, and pushing straight through the United States. But again, we're sort of getting ahead of ourselves because we still need to look into what's inside of this jungle and how destructive it is. Now, this jungle is infested with wild, deadly animals. First off, we'll start with vipers. I already can't stand snakes, but the jungle is littered with vipers. You also have an abundance of critters such as spiders and scorpions. So again, who's going to want to operate in this jungle when it's already super dangerous? And beyond the critters that could all take you out, you also have this impossible task of not being able to create some sort of road system or some sort of defense within the jungle. This is a situation where Mother Nature prevails and humans just cannot beat the jungle. Now, within the jungle itself, you have traffickers. You have really bad people who control the jungle because there's really only one route to get through the jungle. It's almost become sort of like a highway for migrants, not all illegal migrants, but also just people trying to cut through into North America, try to get into Mexico. But really bad people take advantage of really good people trying to seek a better life. And the way that they do that is they might force them to put substances on them and then force them into the United States, or they just straight up might take advantage of people in the jungle. And again, the jurisdiction is out of the hands of the United States. You sort of have to rely on the people who control the area. And guess what? The people who control the entire area as far as this jungle and cutting up into Mexico is, of course, cartel members or any sort of affiliates within the cartel. Because if you could even survive the jungle, you can survive the traffickers, you could survive how dangerous it is through the jungle, you now have to make it through Mexico, where a lot of migrants will openly work with traffickers to actually get them into the United States. This is a very common occurrence. Something else that we should probably debunk is that not every single illegal immigrant or migrant trying to come into the country is Mexican. That is like the main narrative. And yes, a majority are, but not all of them are. So I think it's important to realize you have migrants who come in throughout the world trying to get into the United States, but a lot of them have to try getting through this jungle. Now, for migrants who do their research and try to make it into the United States, they actually know how dangerous and how bad this jungle is. It's best just to avoid it. In fact, there was a story recently of migrants coming from Africa who were willing to pay $10,000 to avoid this jungle, get straight into Mexico, and hopefully make it across the border and make it to their families into the United States. This jungle directly correlates negatively straight to the United States because, again, of all of the illegal substances making it through this jungle and the inability to get resources down through into South America beyond some sort of air travel. And I know some of you are saying, well, we can just fly over the jungle. We don't have to put assets in the jungle. Well, at the end of the day, somebody has to be boots on the ground. That's why a lot of these traffickers and a lot of people are able to get away with whatever they want because they are virtually uncontacted. No one's actually stepping up on them. You could have a drone flying over them all day, but once you embed in this jungle, it's the literal wild, wild west of our modern era. Now, as far as I can tell, there's really been no true attempt at trying to stop the processing of people through this jungle or anyone trying to get through this jungle because, again, the conditions are so harsh and the people that control this jungle are so bad. It's best to hopefully let them get through the jungle so that, they can survive the journey and hopefully try to stop them in Mexico or try to stop them on the border. But as far as I can tell, even Mexico's like, a lot of this is out of our hands because it's not technically in our jurisdiction, and the cartel really has a stranglehold on the entire situation. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video to give you a look at how crazy this jungle really is and how it's directly affecting the United States to the point of we really can't do anything about it. Until you can really get boots on the ground and try to stop these bad people in the area, it's going to continue to happen. It's going to continue to get worse. But even so, inside the jungle is very destructive and a very bad area, as are a lot of junglers throughout the world. So I hope you learned something. And yeah, it's crazy to think that this jungle that's not even connected to the United States is destroying the United States.